Welcome to English Story House, where we make learning English easy, fun, and accessible for everyone. My name is Sarah, and I'll be your guide as we embark on this exciting journey together. Whether you're a beginner or someone looking to improve your conversational fluency, you're in the right place. In today's lesson, we're diving into a very important topic. Can you speak English fluently in 5 months? Spoiler alert, yes, you absolutely can. And today I'll show you exactly how to achieve this step by step. By the end of this lesson, you'll understand what fluency really means, how to achieve it, and how to maximize both your learning time and the quality of your practice. We'll also cover some common myths about learning languages and break down the most effective methods to help you succeed. What does it mean to be fluent? Before we talk about how to get fluent in English, let's take a moment to define what fluency actually means. Many people misunderstand the term and think that being fluent means you speak a language perfectly like a native speaker, but that's not necessarily true. In fact, fluency doesn't mean you have to speak English perfectly. Fluency simply means that you can communicate effectively and naturally without too much hesitation. Imagine water flowing smoothly down a river. That's what fluency in a language feels like. Your words come out naturally and you don't have to stop and think too much before speaking. To be more specific, fluency in English means smooth and easy communication. You can speak in a way that flows naturally. You feel confident expressing your thoughts even if you make small mistakes. You can hold a regular conversation about everyday topics like talking about your day, asking for directions, or discussing your hobbies. It's important to note that fluency is not the same as native level perfection. Even native speakers make mistakes from time to time. The key to fluency is communication. If you can communicate your thoughts clearly and understand others, you're fluent, even if you don't know every single word in the dictionary or if you make small grammar mistakes. That's okay. We're not aiming for perfection here. We're aiming for natural, effective communication. Now that we know what fluency is, let's talk about how you can become fluent in English in 5 months. You might be wondering, is that really possible? The answer is yes, but it requires focus, commitment, and the right approach. First, let's clear up a common misconception. Time alone doesn't determine how fast you learn a language. It's not just about how many months or years you spend learning, but how you spend that time. Someone who studies for 2 hours every day for 5 months can achieve fluency faster than someone who only practices once a week for 5 years. It's about quality and quantity combined. How much time should you invest? A general rule of thumb is about 600 hours of focused, effective practice. That may sound like a lot, but let's break it down. 600 hours over 5 months equals roughly 20 hours per week or 3 to 4 hours per day. If you're serious about learning English quickly, you'll need to commit to practicing every day. Now, you might be thinking 3 to 4 hours a day sounds overwhelming, but don't worry. This doesn't mean you have to sit at a desk studying grammar for 4 hours straight. In fact, that would be a bad idea. You can split your practice into smaller chunks throughout the day. For example, spend 1 hour in the morning listening to an English podcast while you have breakfast. Use 30 minutes during lunch to review vocabulary or read an article in English. Watch a 45-minute English TV show or YouTube video in the evening, focusing on understanding the dialogue. Spend another 45 minutes practicing speaking by repeating phrases or having conversations with yourself, friends, or an online language partner. By breaking it up, you make it more manageable and can fit language learning into your everyday routine. While the number of hours you spend learning is important, the quality of those hours is even more crucial. You could spend 5 hours a day passively listening to English with no focus, or you could spend one focused, engaged hour practicing specific skills, and the latter will give you far better results. So, how do you maximize the quality of your learning? First, practice with full focus. Don't just passively listen. Pay attention actively. Try to understand what's being said. Notice how sentences are structured and repeat key phrases out loud. Second, use comprehensible input. Make sure the material you're studying is at the right level for you. It should be challenging enough to push you, but not so difficult that you feel lost. If you only understand 10% of the words, it's too hard. Aim for around 70-80% understanding. This will help you learn without getting discouraged. Third, speaking practice is essential. You must practice speaking if you want to become fluent. Reading and listening are important, but speaking is the only way to develop real fluency. Find a language partner or tutor to practice with, or even talk to yourself. Practicing speaking out loud will help you build the confidence and muscle memory needed to speak naturally. Fourth, emotional engagement. The more you enjoy the process, the faster you'll learn. Choose topics that interest you and find ways to make learning fun. Watch movies you love in English, read about your hobbies, or listen to English music. One of the biggest myths about fluency is that you need to know thousands and thousands of words to be fluent. In reality, you only need around 3,000 to 4,000 common words to hold everyday conversations in English. Think about it. In daily life, we mostly talk about common everyday topics like the weather, food, work, family, and hobbies. You don't need advanced vocabulary. A smaller, more focused vocabulary is much more effective. Start by mastering the most commonly used words and phrases. You can gradually expand your vocabulary as you go, but to get fluent in 5 months, focus on words that will help you communicate right away. The power of listening is huge. Train your ear to understand English. Listening is one of the most powerful tools for learning any language. When you listen to English, you're not just learning vocabulary, you're also training your ear to understand the natural rhythm, intonation, and flow of the language. This is critical for fluency. Spend as much time as you can listening to podcasts, audiobooks, YouTube videos, TV shows, movies, and music with lyrics. The more you listen, the more you'll start to pick up on how native speakers connect their words, which will help you improve your own speaking skills. But remember, passive listening is not enough. You need to actively listen. Pay attention to pronunciation, sentence structure, and how native speakers express themselves. Speaking with confidence is key. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. One of the biggest barriers to fluency is the fear of making mistakes. Many learners are afraid to speak because they don't want to sound silly. But here's the truth: mistakes are a necessary part of learning. The more mistakes you make, the faster you'll improve. Adopt the same mindset babies have when they learn to speak. Keep trying. Fluency is not perfection. As long as people understand what you're trying to say, you're on the right track. To help you build confidence, start by practicing in a low-pressure environment. Talk to yourself in English at home. Practice with a friend or use language apps where you can speak with people from all over the world. The more you practice, the more comfortable you'll become. Repetition is the secret. Think of language learning like training for a sport. If you want to become a champion, you have to practice regularly and with intensity. Repeatedly use new words and phrases until they become second nature. This is called spaced repetition, and it's one of the most effective ways to remember information. Review vocabulary regularly. Use new words in different sentences throughout the day. Practice speaking out loud and revisit old lessons multiple times. Repetition isn't boring, it's how we train our brains to absorb and retain new information. Immerse yourself in English. You don't need to move to an English speaking country. Surround yourself with the language as much as possible. Change your phone and computer settings to English. Watch TV shows and movies in English. Start with subtitles in your language if needed, then switch to English subtitles, and eventually none at all. Listen to English podcasts or audiobooks while commuting, exercising, or doing chores. Create English zones in your home where you only think and speak in English. Join online language exchanges on apps like HelloTalk, Tandem, or Italki. Attend local meetups or join Facebook groups and Reddit communities for English learners. The more you practice in real life situations, the faster you'll become comfortable thinking on your feet in English. A balanced approach is essential. To become fluent in 5 months, you need to work on all four key language skills: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Each skill reinforces the others. Listening helps you understand native speakers, pick up pronunciation, and recognize common phrases. Practice by listening to podcasts, audiobooks, TV shows, and YouTube videos daily. Use the shadowing technique. Listen and repeat just behind the speaker. Speaking is the most direct way to develop fluency. Speak every day, even if it's to yourself. Narrate your day. Find a language partner or tutor. Record yourself and listen back to notice improvements. Reading expands your vocabulary and reinforces grammar. Start with simple materials and gradually move to more advanced ones. Read out loud and keep a vocabulary notebook. Writing helps you organize thoughts and solidify grammar. Keep a daily journal in English. Practice writing short messages or emails. Join online forums and ask for feedback. Consistency is the key to success. Here's an example of a balanced daily schedule you can follow. Morning, 1 hour. Listen to a podcast or audiobook while having breakfast and review new vocabulary words. Lunchtime, 30 minutes. Read a short news article or blog post in English and practice summarizing it out loud. Afternoon, 45 minutes. Have a conversation with a language partner or tutor about everyday topics. Evening, 45 minutes. Watch a TV show or movie in English. Pay attention to how characters speak and repeat their phrases. Dealing with challenges and staying motivated is important. Learning English in 5 months is ambitious, and you may face days when you feel frustrated. Set small, achievable goals. Track your progress in a journal. Use positive reinforcement and reward yourself. Stay connected with other learners. And always remember your why, whether it's for career, travel, or personal growth. Fluency in English is within your reach. With consistent effort, quality practice, and the right mindset, you can become fluent in just 5 months. This journey is about building confidence, improving communication, and enjoying the process. Stick to your plan, practice every day, and you'll see steady progress. As you approach the 5 month mark, you'll find that English has become a natural part of your daily life. You'll think in English, speak with confidence, and understand more than you ever thought possible. Learning a language is not just about reaching a destination, it's about enjoying the small victories along the way. So keep going, stay positive, and most importantly, believe in yourself. You've got this. Good luck on your journey to English fluency.